Luca Nation. If we had like kind of like a vlog series, this would be like day one trip to the national. So
the road starts today. What episode? What episode are we?
747.
747. So instead of being 747 and taking a plane, which would make sense for 747 because that's, as you know, a type of plane, you decided you are going to forget about the plane and make your trip from Florida to New Jersey by way of Philadelphia. You're going to drive. Have you got the trek planned out? Yeah, tell me what's funny.
That's the story of my life. Like when everyone does like 747, I'm going to drive. Everyone's like pumping iron the week before going to national. It's maybe been the laziest week of my life. Maybe. Like I've been a couch potato all week.
This is what you do, man. Episode 666, you'd figure we'd bring on, the devil, but we were on Gary Vee instead.
Did we really?
Yeah, Gary Vee was episode 666. I thought you did that on purpose.
I'm not that strategic.
So tell me the strategic planning you've done for this trip up to New Jersey. Do you have like, okay, today I'm going to start driving. I plan on making it from Boca to Charleston, South Carolina. And I'm going to stop over there. I'm going to go and hunt for the Southern Charm cast. And I'm going to seek them out. And me and Shep are going to hang out and go get a drink. Is that what your plan is for tonight? No?
Who's Shep? No, dude, we have a big day Monday, right? We have a double-header in guests. I'm someone who's like a worrier and gets anxious by nature. So to me, I want to be there Monday and have like the 2 days to, if anything, you know what I mean?
So you're gonna be in Philadelphia Monday.
Yeah,
at your family's house. So between now and Monday, you will make the trip up. It's like what, a 20-hour drive?
Yeah, you just do it. I like it, man. In today's day and age, I'm always on my phone answering people DMs. When you drive, it's a little meditative. It's a little therapeutic. You can kind of reset your intention. What is your goal? Because like, think about it. Man. You're going into.
Are you going to stop, or are you just going straight through?
You know how you feel. It's how you feel. Sometimes, you do a 100-mile run. You're like, I could do this whole thing. Sometimes you're like, I got to stop. I've never done a 100-mile run, but you guys get the gist.
Okay. I mean, I get it. What content will you consume?
I like this. I quoted him on yesterday's episode. So sometimes learning from people too far removed from where you are in your financial or business life is also wrong because their advice doesn't hit you. So there's this guy, Alex Hermosi, who does like 5 to 7 minute short videos on like scaling a business, I guess, so to speak. Making irresistible offers. He has a good book on that. Just music, Sade, which is stuck in my head, literally. I
got so many messages.
70s, 80s vibes. I'm kind of liking that. Ain't no man. And I watched Remember the Titans, so a little bit of that. Book, and then Logic was on Impulsive, so I might listen to that show.
All right.
Hey, I don't listen to hobby content. You guys know this. Some of you get on me. You're like, how don't you listen? And I hear you. I understand why you'd say that. But one thing I'm very proud of is our content is original. It's not derivative. We don't go and listen to anybody else's show and then regurgitate it here. I do. I live my life. I go on Whatnot. I sell. I'm out. I'm doing SGC subs, which, dude, look at that. Sick D Rose.
That's nice.
And this gem.
The noir looks real nice in the black tux. Oh, that's cool. Burrow.
And then DCI. I'll give it. I know we're sponsored by.
That's silver.
Yeah. DCI. Anyway, that was a DCI.
Listen, so Andrew, for those who just listen, Andrew just showed an Anthony Edwards silver prism rookie in an SGC 10 slab. And what's funny about this is, I forget sometimes that we're not just a 24/7 vlog. That you guys don't know everything that's going on in our lives because some of the messages, you guys know me better than I know myself. But just to kind of go through this, when Andrew got that card, it was a DCI 10. I remember him showing it to me and saying, look at this card. It's gorgeous. This is the nicest Edwards silver I've ever seen. And
Yeah.
DCI does a good job of what they do. We don't have any partnership with them. We don't have any sponsorship with them. We'd love to get them back
When
on the
it's
show.
a 10, it's a 10 with DCI.
So it looks like and he even said, listen, this is going to go to SGC. And I know they're going to attend it also because SGC is credible with their grading, and some might say a little harsh, a little hard with the grades. Some might say, if SGC is giving it a 10, it's a 10. And he goes, I'm going to have a real issue if this doesn't come back a 10. And I said, well, don't have an issue until you have to have an issue. Just send it in and grade it and see what happens. And you just got it back, and there it is. It was a 10, right?
Did I say that I'm going to have an issue?
You did. You actually said that.
Why am I looking for issues everywhere?
I'm going to have an issue. I'm going to have an issue if it's a 10. I mean, listen, I understand, I think, what you were trying to say, which was
family.
Well, I mean, you were trying to say, look, if DCI says it's a 10, I'm looking at it, and I've now looked at so many of these cards. I know it's a 10. It better be a 10. Like, I get it. I get what you were saying. But yes, you were like, it's a fight. It's a fight. It's like 3-6 Mafia before you need 3-6 Mafia before you.
I should have set my bar higher. It should have been, if it's not a gold label, we're going to have.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a very high bar. Should have been pristine gold 10 label.
Dude, I felt very lucky today, and it was a lesson I was maybe thinking to pass on to our Luca Nation community. So, speaking of that 24/7 vlog, and this will dovetail into the PWCC episode, I'm lucky to have a business partner and a mentor like you, and I'll explain why. So,
I know why. I'm lucky to have me too.
Know your numbers. Mr. Wonderful, the bald guy on Shark Tank, always talks about knowing your numbers. If you guys watch Shark Tank. And I'm someone that doesn't know my numbers when I run a business. I'm intuitive. I'm gut. And a little bit of that's conditioning from how we ran the cafe. And also, it's a burden. It feels like time I'm spending doing this is time that I'm not doing that. And this is important. Like, sometimes when we know what's right, we still back down. And Paige didn't back down. He's like, run your numbers. What you need is by the day, how much it costs the inventory, how much the giveaways, and how much you made. Just getting to know the numbers. And I felt very grateful because after I did that, I did feel tremendously better. And I got better perspective. I was able to step away from the data, the nitty gritty of like, oh, I wish that card went for more. Oh, man, he got that giveaway. Or, oh, I crossed it. I got an 8.5, but I wanted a 9. It still sold well. So like getting away from all that, it really helped get a big picture view on the data.
Sometimes you need to do it. And I mean, listen, like any business, right? You take a step back, you're able to take, more of a macro look at it and know whether or not the micro was worth it. At least now. And obviously that's different pages of the chapter, right? You some businesses you're trying to build up in the first couple of months. You can't expect to be making $1 million in the first month that you're trying to build a following. But, when people bid on something, let's just use Whatnot, for example. People bid on something, and once a week or 3 times a week, somebody's saying, I need to cancel this. I don't know what I was thinking when I got into a bidding war that I shouldn't have. Sorry about that. Or, hey, I bought so much from you. My wife is going to kill me. Please cancel this. When that happens, yes, that's a pain in the butt for all of us, right? It's got a refund, just like any other like PayPal, eBay thing that we've all kind of dealt with. But those are now dramas that people don't think about. It's just like, all right, well, Whatnot? He's going to take in $10,000. He's going to sell $12,000 and boom, profit. Steal the underpants, make profit. It's that middle part where the sausage is made, right? Where Sade is in the studio making her, her music and becoming Sade. That's where the magic happens, man. That is where the magic happens.
My ask of you guys is, I don't believe in procrastination. It's priorities. It's importance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say try to spend that hour and inventory your stuff before coming to national. I think I'll give you a little bit of perspective. I think it'll help.
We haven't done that. I mean, we'll do the PWCC episode, and I don't want to pivot too far from the travel. We do PWCC.
Super easy because they have the export function. So like if you go to my account my buying, you can export all your bids, all your won bids, all your lost bids. You could all of it. You could export it into a CSV and do a lot of stuff. So it gets you to like second base.
Their data, well, I mean, listen, that's always fun. Their data is second to none. We'll jump into that in a second. But before we do, 2 things. Number one,
yes,
I mentioned to this the last time you were driving, south of the border. You're going to see it. You see the signs. You remember that, right? Pedro, he's the big fella. He's the big guy holding the sign that says south of the border. That's between the Carolinas, right? You can stop there. There's all kinds of stuff to do. Rest stops, gas stations. You're not going to miss it. There's like signs like for 100 miles in either direction, south of the border. It's fun. You can do everything. Arcades. Go hang out.
This is what you envision.
Or I just think
tonight, stop in Georgia, drive tomorrow, stop at south of the border.
No, I'm just picking that instead of the Carolinas.
Creepy arcade guy by myself.
No, I don't want you to go arcade. I'm just telling you what's there. Yes, you shouldn't go to the arcade by yourself. That would be creepy. There's also like, if I remember right, they had like a reptile place where like you could check out like snakes and gators and like all kinds of like crazy reptiles. I went there as a kid. I'm sure it's all still there. You know, one of the times
still there.
One time we drove down. It was like, you know, because you can't miss it when you're driving that you know, the East Coast. The billboards are like, there's like thousands of them. It's like every mile, and then as you get closer, it's like every quarter mile. It's a million south of the border. Look it up if you're listening to this and you have no idea what I'm talking about. It's like a big like sombrero guy.
I think Cage is gonna retire at Disney World. Like he can make all the money in the world. He loves that stuff, like the big metal arcade games or toys. That's the kid. That's the kid in you.
I like the claw games. My daughter is better at that than anyone I've ever seen in my life. She always wins the claw. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen anything like it. But yeah, remember Whatnot actually had a little claw game at Mid Collective.
Leah's
very, very good. Very, very good at the claw game.
Just so you guys know, like Cage's daughter is literally single-handedly responsible for all of our branding. Shout out, like everything, like the cigar you guys see, the logos you guys see. Shout out to Leah, because without her, it would be two guys talking, but without any branding. So it'd be weird. You would not even know how to find us. You'd be like, "Oh, you're those two guys."
Yeah, that's our brand manager. Look at the brand manager.
Now instead, you guys are you're the Lucas.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Luke. People think that's my name. I go to the post office. Hey, Luke. They call me Luke at the post office because of the PO box. Like, hey, Luke, how you doing? Like, oh, jeez, fine. Just run with it. That's fine. But hey, couple things. Number one,
talk to me.
I am down to 247 pounds, started 294.4 on April 24th. So I am 3 pounds away from the 50-pound goal for national. I do want to eat this weekend. Saturday is my Chick-fil-A day. Tomorrow will be pizza. We have people coming over.
Because it's closed Sunday.
Well, it would be Saturday and Sunday, but Sunday is, the day they take off. So,
if you don't have it Saturday and Sunday, you want it and crave it, then you're going to be mad times two.
You know what the problem I found is there are too many things to have a day for and not enough days. Like I need to come up with extra days, like Taco Tuesday, right? Like I need to have like a Shake Shack Thursday, Chick-fil-A Saturday. Like I need there's got to be like 11 days in a week.
You understand people are asking like, how is he down 47 pounds and that's his diet?
No bread. No more bread. Just no bread. I just don't know.
Junk food without the bread.
It's not junk food.
Salt.
You call it junk food. I say peaches.
I promise you.
That you're eating, that's cool, but I couldn't do that. If I ate peaches, I wouldn't lose weight.
I'm not calling it junk food.
Yes, you are. You just did. You said it's junk food.
People way smarter than me, like Fauci and Biden, were the ones that called it.
Oh, God, yes. I don't even want You're trying to bait me, and I'm not going to take the bait. But the key here is check it out. When you lose weight, your wardrobe opens back up to you. Hey, this is a shirt. The Catalina Wine Mixer, Prestige Worldwide. It's the Catalina Wine Mixer. He hasn't
worn that shirt since he ate bread.
I haven't worn that shirt in months.
It's bread or the Catalina Wine Mixer.
This thing fits me again. This is amazing. Okay,
what about the 10,000 steps a day? You're not gonna
still doing it. But I will say this. If I get to 8,000 and I have spent an hour in the pool doing laps and stuff like that, that's okay also. Like sometimes I do that. Yeah, because I'm doing laps in the pool now. I'm swimming like crazy. I come out of the pool, I'm like, I need a nap. So I'm actually doing a little more exercise.
Yo, how about when Shay compared him and Mark to Warren Buffett and Steve Cohen?
I loved it. I mean, he was Warren Buffett. I think Warren Buffett, when I think of Shyway Vlogs, and by the way, I don't care that his name is Shay. I call him Shyway Vlogs. I called him that for like 2 years, and that's how it's staying. It's Shyway Vlogs. So, yeah, man. I mean, listen. Before we jump into the PWCC data, before we jump into that fun stuff, I have one little like topic / question. You can take it wherever you want. We haven't done this yet, and I feel like with you saying you're kicking off your your trip, you're kicking off your drive, and you started talking about like, hey, little preparation, little like, blah, blah, blah. We haven't really done our own like 3 tips, 5 tips, like hey, for the national. Everyone's done that. I know there's content like crazy out there about battery chargers and water bottles, and we've hit on that or we've made those jokes. But I think the majority of people who are going are more akin to us. Like, you listen to a lot of content. The content is coming from people who will have tables, who will have booths, who could bring a cooler with ice and stuff and have it under the table for them. They can, they're coming from a different perspective, right? They're going to be sitting there with chairs. You know what I mean? Like, we go and we mingle, we mix and mingle. We're on our feet all day. And I think the majority of people listening to us, and sure, there are people who listen to us who have businesses and they're in the corporate section, right? But I bet you 95% of the people listening to this are going to come, and they're bringing a backpack filled with stuff and blah, blah, blah. You have any tips?
I don't have a Zion case. I feel like I'm missing out.
I don't bring a Zion case at all. I agree. All right, bring a John Moran case. Just kidding. No, I do. I bring a backpack. And even though we talk about DCI and we love them and SGC sponsors our show, I will likely be walking around with the PSA backpack that I got 2 years ago.
Do I have advice? No, I don't give advice anymore because I don't know shit. But I'll tell you what I do. I work out. I make sure to prioritize working out. And what I mean by that is like go for a walk, get away. I'm pretty introverted by nature. Like talking to a lot of people takes energy. It's just who I like. It's how it's always been. So working out, going for a walk through nature, getting away from everything is a big one. And I'm pretty sure one of the days, because I'm close to family, I might just not come to the show for one of the days. And here's the kicker. Like, everyone says, like, duh, but we feel bad. Like, sometimes we're like, we've come all this way. We want to make the most of it, right? But sometimes the recovery or the rest is part of making the most of it. It's to realize this is a pretty long event.
So I like that. I do. But people are not going to be able to do what you do unless you're inviting the listeners to your house, to take the day off. So here's what I'm going to do.
In the hotel for like sometimes some people I get FOMO, like, oh, if I'm like sleeping in till like 1 or 2, I'm missing out on the show. Pace yourself, understand that recovery that you need is part of it, and the show goes on.
There probably will be a time here, guys, where we're gonna need a rest. We're gonna need to take a minute, whether it's Friday or whatever it is, and that'll be the day we could just go to the beach. We just meet up at the boardwalk, central location of the boardwalk, in front of Bally's or the convention center or wherever, Hard Rock. Who the heck knows? I mean, I'm at Tropicana. I'm like away from everybody. So far, I don't know anyone else is staying where I'm staying. I'm going to have the whole hotel to myself. It's going to be amazing. So I haven't heard of anyone. No one's messaged me that they're staying at the Trop. Anyway, and
it's a smart move. It's the young hotel. It's the young hotel.
I mean, I have, believe it or not, I have like points and reward stuff from like my brother's bachelor party, like from over a decade ago. So it's pretty nuts. Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, it's like a Caesars thing. I didn't even know that. Yeah, okay. I was able to get $12 off my room. The Tiger holders get a big win there. No, so
it's funny, man. Tiger holders, like, as they've seen what we've been able to do in just 9 months, I think they're pumped for Cigar Night, and as are we. But I've seen more people buy Tigers in the last month that aren't going to Cigar Night in anticipation of what the following year could look like. And that was really cool. That made me feel good. It made me feel like people understand and are seeing the value and the work.
I agree. I mean, I love it. And to anybody who's bought one, thank you. To anybody who hasn't, thank you also. I mean, we still love you. You will never get an arm twist from us. You will never get that. You're never going to get a hard sell. You're never going to get. Yeah.
Remember those in middle school?
Nobody's twisting your arm. Yeah, a little purple nurple action too. That's what Andrew's favorite is. Man, by Thursday, I see him on Wednesday. By Thursday, I'm in so much pain, man, from the nurples. So anyway, it's what, you don't know what a purple nurple is? You really don't know what a purple nurple is? Yes, you do. Don't even.
I can envision it, but
While I'm talking, you can look up the purple nurple. It has nothing to do with Hang 10. So here's a fun one that is definitely relevant, right? And it's something you don't even think about. So I went to Mint Collective, and if you guys see my pictures, right? People like having their shoe game on display. People got these fancy Nikes. Maybe they got their Air Force Ones they want to show off. I had my Son of Mars, Jordans, and I had a pair of Kobe, French blue, right? And they're nice shoes, but they're not shoes that I wear all the time here. And they're not shoes that I'm used to walking in. And by the end of Mint Collective, like I couldn't walk, especially because you're walking on the strip and you're going from one hotel to another hotel, which will be similar.
You need good insoles. Bring good insoles.
Just be smart about the shoes you're wearing. Maybe switch them up. Don't wear the same pair multiple days.
Why couldn't you break them in before?
I'm saying you can break them in before, which is why we're doing this now.
Wearing them right now. This episode.
And hence we're doing this episode. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about everybody. Oh, I'm gonna wear that sick pair of sneakers I got. I get these kicks. Yeah, I'm gonna show those off. Maybe wear them out, like wear them to the cigar night, but maybe not to walk around the National with the no carpet or floor. So anyway, that's one, just one that I haven't heard anybody say to anybody, right? Because to me, and I'm literally like, oh my feet, like I can't walk.
The goal is not to give advice that no one else said. The goal is to give good advice.
That is good advice.
That was terrible advice. Wear the best sneakers you have every single day. Get blisters. It's worth it.
No, I have blisters now. I wore a pair of shoes with bad socks on a walk, and I'm gonna go to National with cuts on my feet already. And that's not smart. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad news. It's an amateur move I did.
Going into the bubble. Going into the bubble with an injury is tough.
Anyway, it's just one of those things people don't think about, right? I mean, it's your shoes, they actually do play a role. Your sneakers, they actually do play a role in this, especially because there's a lot of walking to do. There's a lot of foot traffic, and you're going to be walking on the boardwalk and be walking, at the show, away from a show. It's going to be, anyway, it's just one of those things. Anything else? You have step away. Okay, I have wear comfortable shoes. So this is why we don't do an episode of prepping for the National. How about this? I will give advice to a dealer, even though I'm never a dealer. Try to price your cards, right? But know this. I'm going to give you a strategy that I use as a buyer. And this could be the dealers out there. And so this is good advice, I think. You can use it if you're going up to a dealer, and you can listen if you are a dealer, if you're setting up at the show. All right. I often will seek out on a table a card that is very liquid, a card that I know what the comps are, almost without having to look it up. Okay. There's a million examples out there, but if you want to, find
a Silver Edwards, for example.
So how much is a Silver Edwards 10?
$800.
Okay, so a Silver Edwards, let's just use that as the example, right? It's a Silver Edwards 10. That's a high one, but that's fine. $800. I will find that card on a person's table. Everybody has 1 or 10 or 50 of these cards that you know what the price is, right?
A Zion, and if you don't, applies. A Luka
take a look at it. Yeah, any Luka. Take a look at it. Do a little quick comp. Know what the card is. The whole deal. Ask what that person's price is for that card. That's it. Just that card. Even if you have no interest in actually buying that card, walk up to the dealer. How much is that card?
How he prices or how she prices?
100%. Because if that person, if it's let's just say it's $100 card, if they're asking for $150 on that card, $140 on that card, I'm leaving. I'm not going to spend my thousands of dollars on their higher end cards. I'm not going to do anything there. I'm leaving and I'm going to go to the next table because
what you know is the effort and the time that's needed to even bargain from 140 down to normal 100% comps is too much. There's too many tables to go see.
And I'm okay with being above comps. It's the National. People are excited. You expect that there's going to be money spent. People are likely to overpay at the National because there's going to be people there who are coming for the first time. People feel almost pressure to buy.
I'm on the other side of you on that. I think we're the smartest we've ever been as a
I agree with that, but that's irrelevant. People will always price
These are
high.
New people. Take advantage of the new people.
People will always price high, but yes, there is a conversation to be had if you step to a table and you're smart, or our listeners step to the table for that $100 card. If the person starts at 115, right? Okay, he's above comps. You can have the conversation. I wouldn't bring up comps, but I would say, all right, the card's 100. Will you take 90? Will you take 95? Maybe we can do it for 100. You know what I mean? And then he gets full comp. You're paying. You understand what the story is. I'm not saying to overpay. I'm saying that they price it for overpaying because there are probably people who are going to be there more than any other show who will overpay. But it's okay to price above comps. These guys have a cost here that they don't have when they're listing a card on eBay or when they're listing a card just here's my story sale. You know what I mean? So it's okay to list slightly above comps and then come down to it. I'm not telling dealers that they have to sell you have to sell below comps. The flip side to this, right? And this is also, I think, relevant for people who are listening to us. And dealer might listen to that and be like, screw you, I can price my cards wherever you want. That's fine. I'm telling you what I do. Like, that is a quick, because I don't care how long I'm there, I'm never going to get to every table. Never going to get to every table. Not going to happen.
Maybe you wear comfortable shoes.
Maybe, which is why that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, from the exact opposite side. You're walking around with a backpack and you're looking to sell. 1, be flexible and be willing to trade. But I think people are going to be more willing to trade this year. There's going to be a lot of people who are underwater on cards. They don't want to sell them, but I can get into another card that I like more that person's also underwater on. Fine. Buying. You're trying to sell to a dealer. Every dealer is going to be looking to buy cards from you. Okay? Everyone. Because that's what these dealers are there for. It's about the deal flow. Even if they don't have a sign up, they'll be willing to look. Now, are they going to buy every single thing you have in your backpack? Probably not. It's not last year. It's not as for.
Can I just touch on that? Some of the nicer stuff you have will look cheap to a dealer because the dealers know prices and comps more than anybody. And having how everything's come down, some of the nicer stuff looks, whether it truly is a different thing. It looks cheap.
Okay, so I said how they're going to be able to take advantage of people, and you said they're going to be educated, right? And people are the most educated here, right? So when you're walking up to a table, I said, all right, you can get to 100%. You can get to comps, right? And then everybody walks away happy. That's not what you're going to try to do, right? When you walk up to that table for that Edward Silver that you know is $800, how much are you going to try to buy it from that dealer for?
$650 to $700.
$650 to $700. You're going to try to get $700, which is 15% below comp, which means you're looking to pay 85% of comp. That's Andrew, the educated dealer. That's Andrew, the educated consumer, the person who knows everything. You guys know he knows everything. He doesn't want to pay comps. He definitely doesn't want to pay over comps. He doesn't want to pay full comp. He wants to pay 85% of comp for that card. Okay.
Well, let's break cards like that. No one wants to pay comps for. Cards like a Pop 9 Michael Jordan rare insert.
Right. Irrelevant for the story. We can talk about that in a second. But you want to pay below comps because it's a liquid card. Most people walking around with those backpacks are not going to have that Jordan Pop 9, which is why I say it's irrelevant. I'm just continuing my story now. I'm using you as the perfect example to help me to expound on my point. I'm going to elucidate it here. Okay?
I think you're doing fantastic.
Now you have that Edward Silver in your backpack. You're putting it on the table. You know it's worth $800. That dealer is not going to pay you $800 for that card.
No shot.
Okay? Andrew wants to pay, he said $650. I'm just going to use 7. Andrew wants to pay 85% of comps. If that dealer is going to buy that card from you, it's because that dealer knows they're going to put it in their showcase and be able to make a profit on it themselves. That's what they're there for, right? So you have to be smart about what you think you're going to get for the card. Right, so let's use that Edwards. It's $800. Let's use Andrew's price of $700. Right, that's a 85% comp. For the dealer to be worth their time, how much can they possibly pay you for it? Maybe $600, maybe $625. You're going to have to be below that 80%, probably 70% for a sweet spot to sell to dealers. It's just math, because the dealer has to make money on what they're paying you, right? You have the dealer, basically, you have to look at the dealer as a middleman of the transaction. They're not the end user. You're not selling that card on eBay to a collector who can pay comps for it. You're now looking to sell it to a dealer who is middlemaning it to that collector. So if you go in expecting to sell it to a dealer for 85% comps or 90% comps, you're not giving them any room to actually sell it and make a profit. You have to be mindful of this if you're out there with your backpack. Now, as Andrew said, if you're walking around with Jordan Pop 9s, you can sell.
Before you guys sell to a dealer, come to us.
Well, that is another thing, right? That does not mean, guys, that you should walk to the first table and take 50% of comps and cash out. No, You can shop around. There are other people who are going to be there. Nice little secret. When you walk in, so I have this casino thing. I can guarantee you a machine in a casino that you will not lose money on.
The ATM.
Well, you're going to lose money on the ATM, but that's a good one. Exactly. And that's much better now because my joke shows you how old I am because you can't even find these at casinos anymore. But I used to say, walk across the floor, find a payphone, put your quarter in, go like this, and your quarter comes right back out the bottom. Stand there for like 5 hours. Make all the noise you want. Put the thing on your head. You'll hear lots of noises. Beep, 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 beep. It'll be noisy like any other slot machine in there, and you will leave with exactly as much money as you went in with. You can stay there for as long as you want.
You
can
love
play
AC,
for hours.
dude. You
right?
love AC.
Play for hours.
Admit it,
and
you love AC.
I do. I love all this. I love lights. I
When
love
you guys
noises.
are too young to remember, AC was the only place on the East Coast to gamble. Now you could go like out your backyard and you're like, oh,
you can gamble on your phone.
Hard Rock Hollywood. Okay. Yeah, blackjack on your phone. That seems
you
like
gamble on the you're sitting on a toilet. You can play blackjack.
Roulette on your phone. Yeah, I'm sure the ball is spinning.
No, but so the point is, right? So like that used to be my joke. Like walking to ATM is a good little like pivot for the payphone joke because people don't know what a payphone is. Walk in to the National and keep walking until you can't walk anymore. Walk all the way to the back. Because you know who gets the back tables? The people who are, going to be punished with a bad table? The people who are there for the first time. The new people. The new dealers who haven't had tables yet. They have the... Again? Okay. If you don't listen, how can I expect people to actually listen to the show?
I listen. Scientifically, we could only remember maybe 15% of everything that's said.
I say walk into the show and keep walking till you can't walk anymore. Go to the very back of the show, to the back of the setup, the bad tables. Because that is where the people who are first-time setups are. They get the non-strategic locations. They're not center. They're not when you first walk in. They're the tables that nobody really wants. They're the tables that next year they're going to bother the National to get them a better spot at the table, right? Those, I wouldn't do this on Wednesday night or even Thursday, but those are the tables that are going to have less foot traffic. Those are the tables that are going to have, this is now, so these are the tables that have probably not done well. Maybe they're upset by Friday night. They went to the blackjack table and even lost more money because we got some degens in this hobby now. Maybe those are the tables you might find a deal at. Just saying.
Here's another one.
Ooh,
You don't have to go quantity. One good deal could make your entire show on a good entry.
I agree that, man. I love a good entry more than the next guy. So listen to this for a second. We're 30 minutes in. Let's talk about PWCC.
Dude, people love it. We had Jesse on, remember? And they love that episode. They really, really
got a lot of good stuff. And Thursday night was the PWCC auction. And I will just say this from the top line. I don't have data. I don't have just anecdotal. I did not win anything, and I was bidding on a lot of stuff. And some of the things that I was looking at ended significantly higher than I thought they were going to. So if you're looking for strength in the market, that kind of stuff, I even fell asleep and said, you know what, I'm going to put in one more bid more than I really want to pay here. I'm two more bids more than I really want to pay on this. And if I get it, great. If I don't, if somebody really wants to outbid me on this, fine. I woke up the next morning, outbid. So, it's kind of a sneaky way of not staying up all night and not getting into a bidding war. This is what I want to pay. Done. I'm capping it. If somebody wants to beat me, they can beat me.
I think we're in a market that's it's nuanced, right? We're is everything crashing or is everything to the moon, right? It's nuanced in that a lot of people did buy in at 50, 60% higher, and they're feeling those losses.
Yep.
At the same time, people also have a lot of money and a lot of net worth. So it's this collision of factors, right? Like chicken or the egg, I personally think that the market is very healthy. I think that this whole, just if you alienate and separate the sports card industry and compare it to other industries, we've done really well through COVID. A lot of people lost a lot of money. People have still gained money, right? Sometimes we forget that gaining money or staying net neutral is better than losing, but some people have. So just also in that sense, there's a lot of money that's still in the hobby. So just macro, I think we're very healthy. I do think that there's still more of a downside, though. I really do. And here's where I see it, Cage.
I'm listening.
PWCC, we got a cool comment in that, and it's something that I think I've been talking about, is the supply shock and how many cards have been sold on PWCC in the last 6 months. But again, PWCC is just the marketplace, right? If people want to sell, they sell. There's going to be periods where there's no inventory, and people are going to be like, "What the hell?"
Right.
And that's
you can't. You know what it's like blaming the drug dealer. Seriously, it's like, well, oh man, there's a drug epidemic, and it's a drug dealer's fault. The drug dealers wouldn't exist if people weren't out there buying cards, making. So you know what it reminds me of? Remember the comment you talked about where it's like whatnot is ruining the hobby?
Yes.
There's too much stuff coming. Whatnot? It's not Whatnot's cards. Whatnot's just providing a platform for people who want to sell their cards to sell their cards. PWCC, they're not selling their own inventory. This is you're getting a pulse of the market.
And I think with the whole, and this is, I know we are talking PWCC. I know it's a different episode for you guys, but here's what I'm seeing, Cage. With the whole grading phenomenon, and there's a price discrepancy when you take a Jerry Rice 10 versus a Jerry Rice 7. We understand that. Charizard 10 versus a 7. But some cards, it's too much. It's too much. So what I'm seeing, and I think there's a little opportunity, is this rung of like 8s that's just completely detached from 9s and 10s, especially in legendary baseball. Like really cool cards of Griff, and this is batting against myself because I go after these cards. Griffey, Bonds, Jeter, like really difficult grades of cards in an 8 are selling for less than grading fees, where the 9 and 10 counterpart, like the Planet Earth, Planet Metal one, the 10 on that card is $5,000, $6,000, right?
Yep.
You have one ding on a corner. Now it's a 9 and a second ding and an 8. A 9 is $200. An 8 might be 30, 40. It might even go lower. I think there's opportunity, guys, in this like supply run to get really iconic, cool cards that in a 10 are revered, but in an 8 are kind of dismissed and not looked at. There's a lot of them. And I urge you to take a look.
I'm with you. So into the PWCC auction, my strategy. I'm hearing myself doubles again. I don't want to have the whole episode of them hearing those. So
Is that better?
I feel yes, much better. It's
when the microphone's too close to the.
Okay. So here's the rub for this one. I agree with you entirely on the data. I think the market is healthy. I think what we're seeing here is, when we've talked about this, when things are too high, it's difficult to see them getting, bad. And when things are too low, it's difficult, in that moment to see them moving back up again. And I think that
great philosophy for life too, guys.
LeBron, it really is. LeBron, Jordan, Kobe are the poster children for that. Because when we were doing the run up, people were buying those 3 guys more than anyone and running those prices up more than anything. And when the Kobe base rookie and the LeBron base rookie were hitting, $30,000, $40,000, everybody was buying them thinking, well, they're going to be 50, they're going to be 60, they're going to be 80. It was hard to envision them going down to 10 or less than 10, which is where they are. And now that they're at 10, right, or 6 or 5 or wherever they are at, I think that people are like, oh, these are not going to go back up. They're just down here. This is where they are. And it's too late. They'll start to move back up. People are like, why didn't I buy it when it was there? Sort of like Bitcoin, sort of like a bunch of other things, right? And we've seen it happen so many times, right, in different asset classes that, I think my thought is that, you have to act on those things. The difficult part is, and I'm a victim of it myself, right? You and I had this conversation this week off camera. I bought a LeBron card and I paid 10% more than what it sold for again a month later. And I'm like, well, I didn't call the bottom. And you're like, what are you talking about? Like,
It's 10%.
Yeah, it's 10%, and the next one might be up 30% from there. Like that. Okay, there's one lower one. So I mean, it's funny. You can't expect to call the exact bottom every single time. But
bring it with you. Don't be a bitch and bump it. Bump it. Tell Cage to bump it in the comments. Tell him to bump it. He's such a baby that he doesn't play that game. He doesn't.
I don't. I play no games. I try not to play
that
but
shit.
Here is a fun game I do play. Quality assets that are being brought down. See, I use the base cards, but quality assets that had their run, they've now come down, and I think they've been punished because they've got swept up in that whole base craze. Too high of a run, you name it.
Great.
Jordan autos. they were cards that obviously went crazy. People were looking for those cards. There's a few of them in the PWCC auction. One is a really nice one if you want to pull it up. The 2003 SP Authentic Signatures Jordan Auto in a BGS 9.5 gem.
2003 is like they get off on that
because and 2012 people will go back to, because those years are important for a reason. 96 is an important for a reason, right? 96 Kobe. People came back in because they were buying Kobe, they were buying Iverson. People came in 2003. So the sets from that year are memorable to people because LeBron, as a rookie, brought them into the hobby that year. That is a memorable set. That's a memorable card. And that's a gorgeous card. And this is a card that if you look at prior sales on, are significantly higher than the $7,000 that it's currently sitting at. Obviously, a different range, right, guys? This is a different kind of card. You wanna stick with this type of guy. So we have that Michael Jordan. There's also an 09 SP game used retro rookie exclusive Jordan, 2009 SP game used. This one's cool because look at the number on it.
23 of 23. This is sick.
23 of 23 in PSA 9. It's, I mean, lots of different reasons, right? So it's jersey numbered. You want to call that a 1 of 1, you name it, the whole deal, right? But he's wearing the rookie year jersey. Got the old Chicago rookie exclusives jersey. It's a cool card and one that you just do not see that often because there's only 23 of them anyway. And this is number 23. Cool card, right?
On this? No.
Is there a what?
It's called the Game Used SP Retro, but there's no Game Used jersey. It just confused me, the title.
I think that was just the product name.
Yeah.
So those are two Jordans. How about some Kobe? Because I know how you love Kobe. Back to 03, 2003 Topps Chrome Kobe. Now, obviously, this is also an iconic set because it was the rookie year, so everybody knows it. But you have a gold. You have a gold refractor out of 99, which is cool. Everyone loves gold. I love gold, but they love it even more when gold is a color match. Mm-hmm. And on Lakers jerseys, you get sort of that gold color match on these cards. This is a BGS 9 mint. I mean, what can you say? Iconic set.
Can I just talk about the gold?
Iconic player. Iconic parallel. I mean, just it checks every box.
Topps in 2003, gold was at a 99. Mm-hmm. I guess that's Topps Chrome, huh?
Yep.
Let me actually take the statement and put in a question. How come Topps always changes their out of gold print run? Sometimes that's out of 50, sometimes that's out of 99, sometimes 500, sometimes it's the year the product was made. Very interesting news.
Different by different release. I mean, the baseball one, the whole deal. But yeah, I mean, I get you. I understand what you're saying. I mean, on Prism, it's gold is out of 10, and everybody knows what it's going to be, and that's fair. But I think it changes with the demand for the product, right? I mean, look, with people ripping as much Prism as they can, I personally do not care for a gold wave. It's out of 10. I saw somebody post the other day on Instagram, hey, how come the no huddle parallel doesn't sell for anywhere near as much as the blue ice? It's lower numbered and blah, blah, blah. And I said, because nobody cares about it. Nobody cares about the waves. Sure, it'll sell, but it won't sell anywhere near what the, quote, true gold will sell for because there's continuity in the products and the whole deal. So I get what you're saying. Maybe try to fix it. Another cool Kobe one. This one really caught my eye, while I was looking through the auctions, just because I like the two players on it. 2000 SP Authentic Sign of the Times. So it's an iconic set. Everybody's got an SOT, Sign of the Times, SOTT. Kobe McGrady auto.
T-Mac.
Dual. You want to talk about scoring?
I would take
is your best scorer of all time.
I would take T-Mac and Vince Carter 2-on-2 versus just about anybody.
I mean, take a look at this. This is a cool card. So anyway, that's two Jordan autos, two Kobe autos. Kobe and Jordan were poster children for the run-up. They're kind of poster children now for getting beat down, and I think, unfairly. But you got a dual Kobe.
You lied to me. This is Froby. This isn't Kobe. Come on now.
Oh, God. Why I love this one is there are none graded higher in PSA. It's like a pop one, and it's sitting at $1,000 for a dual auto early on of Kobe with T-Mac. I mean, this is a sick card. When you think about what's being spent on some of the cards now, it's crazy. And let me go off script for a second. Do you remember how much National Treasures football were selling for? Right, the boxes of it. They're like $5,000, came down to like 4,000, 4,800, whatever the heck it was, right?
Never. Well, you told me, but I have, other than that one product where we were thinking of buying it and breaking and doing something.
Yeah. So, but it's 4 and change, 5,000 and change, you name it. So, what would be the chase for that? The RPA out of 99 of the quarterbacks, right? Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones. So, do me a favor and put National Treasures 99 Mac Jones in the search function, right? And you would expect, if that's the chase, if that's what people are looking for, it's got to be selling for multiples of a box price, right? Because why would you pay $5,000 for a box?
This doesn't even make any sense.
To chase a card, unless it's going to be 40,000, 50,000, right? I mean, it's got to be like
it should be in Premier.
It should be a crazy expensive, card, right? And yet here it is. Sure, at PSA 8, right? But there's only 3 graded higher right now, and there have been 6 graded 8s, thick cards. I mean, it's got a 4-color patch. And what you have here is a Mac Jones out of 99. And I know Andrew's going to tell me it's an auction, and maybe this sells for a lot more. But if you put in front of me this card for $6,750 or a box for $5,000, why would you pay that for a box? It's what you're trying to pull out of the box. I mean, that's instead, what are you going to get? You're going to get an RPA of some defensive tackle.
Are we done with like the
Sure.
PWCC? Because this is
I have more PWCC. I have
This will
plenty
kill
more.
the hobby more than anything. Is the number like the jackpot? I saw this with the 1-of-1 emergent. It was like a 1-of-1 Mac Jones insert, and it was sold for the box price, or basically like 2 times whatever a Prism box was.
Yeah,
and if the hits like this, it doesn't matter where this ends because Cage, we already got the info. It's not in Premier.
Yep.
The number 1 hit of the best product isn't even in the Premier auction, and I'm worried.
Right. I mean, it's not a 1-of-1, right? But still, this is what people are chasing. They're chasing the RPAs out of 99 of these guys, right? I mean, that's what people are looking for. And we may be wrong. Maybe this card,
the hobby more than anything, it's the pricing of products, and I think breakers are going to be a big trouble as a result too, because eventually, right? People catch up. They just catch up over time. Eventually, when they see the number 1 hits, don't even make them money. They're going to run out of cash to break.
Well, I think what you're hitting on is, in addition to, yes, these things, people are going to run out. People are not going to be chasing. I mean, the key of opening flawless was because everybody was chasing this triple logo and the other logos and all these things, because it's why you play a slot machine. It's why people gamble. It's the degenerates in this hobby, right? Because there's a jackpot.
But you go slot machine, you put in $5, you could win $12K.
Correct.
Here you put in 5,000 and you might win 10K. Let's say this ends at 15,000.
It's not worth. That's cherries. Doubling your money is cherries. That should be I mean, if the top starts to double your money, that's not going to be good, right? I mean, come on now. But I get what you're saying.
I hope I see you this weekend. Guys, Luca Nation, if you're listening, at National, if something good happens to you, throw your hands in the air and scream cherries.
Cherries!
That's how we'll know. We'll call at each other from all across the cherries. That's how we know you got a good trade.
Cherries! That'd be great. So, listen, I guess I'm going to take it one step further. Even at $7,000, it's a Mac Jones RPA out of 99. We just showed you a dual auto highest grade pop 1 of Kobe and T-Mac for $1,000.
Kobe slutted out his autos.
There's something wrong there, is all I'm saying. I mean, that's why people are swinging to vintage baseball now. Just, it's a whole thing. So let me just run through some cool stuff that I saw.
I think vintage baseball is overpriced.
It might be right now, and you might be right about that. And that's an episode for another day, and maybe we'll see some vintage baseball at the show, and we could talk about it. I think you're 100% right.
Your vintage card that went up 2.5 times.
Which one?
Vintage isn't supposed to do that. Where's all the posts?
What, the mantle?
Yeah.
My mantle? That's been basically flat for a year, though.
Your mantle's only 5 inches. That's average.
Yeah, it's only 5. I need a 9 mantle. 8.5 is not enough. Yeah. So a couple of fun ones that I saw, and guys, listen.
And that's your lesson in cards, folks. It's all a dick measuring competition.
It's all measuring. So that's what it is. I mean, I don't know why they stopped at 10. That's all I'm gonna say. So here's the thing, right? So use the power buyer feature on this. It is an amazing thing. PWCC is basically doing the work for you. If you're a bargain hunter They are telling you we appraised it at this. We're conservative in what we appraise anyway. We appraised it at this, and this is now it's not being bid anywhere near what we've appraised it at, right? It's like Andrew likes to play the game. Hey, I won this, and look what it's appraised at. Wow, I got it for so much less. That's a power buyer, and that's what they call a power buyer.
It's basically a saved search where it's like, show me everything that's appraised minus what it's at right now, and in order. And then
I call it a bargain hunter. They call it power buyer. I mean, they don't want to call it bargains, but I call it a bargain hunter tool. It's very easy. So this weekly auction is really cool because I think you're going to get bargains because people are trying to stockpile their cash a little bit for national instead of bidding on this stuff. So you might be able to get some good pricing, which is why I think we're seeing this stuff. But after
running my numbers, I made a whole $466. So let's see what I can. I hope we get some real bargains.
Bargains. Well, you know what it is? We make a lot of money, but then we do a lot of giveaways. So it just all goes right back. It's all about the giveaways, man. I'm a big giveaway guy. So everything, let's run the gamut, right? From vintage baseball to the basketball stuff we talked about. There's a 57 Topps Hank Aaron PSA 7. It's an iconic set. You know what the 57s look like. And these, more than most, and possibly more than any, it doesn't look good unless it's centered. It is a full bleed kind of card, full color kind of card. And if it's not centered, you know it's not centered. So this is one that is centered. It's a beautiful 7. It got the PWCC E designation. And this example is one of the few that has really good centering. That's for vintage baseball if you want to go there. You know, moving back in time here from vintage baseball, 1993 Magic the Gathering, right? Yeah, Magic the Gathering. People collect this. People collect like crazy. It's one of the.
Can you join the show?
Well, listen, people want to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, you name it. Those are all after. I mean, 1993 is Magic the Gathering. This is like the original gaming card. And this one's cool, right? It's the first print run of Magic the Gathering, 1993. It's an Alpha Badlands PSA 10, which is a cool card, low pop. I think the single digits pop on this one because it's a dual lands card. So it's one that had a lot of playability in the game. Moving up, we talked about the 2000 SP Authentic.
That's the trade I'm most worried about, Cage. Are you bringing your Pokemon?
No, I'm not worried about it anymore. I think it's been beaten down too much. I think Pokemon's a perfect example, especially the good stuff, that we're looking at it saying, wow, it's so low, it's just going to keep going. And I think that will start to turn around. So, plus, it's a lot to bring. It's 100 and whatever card set, 112 card. I'm not going to bring that. There is a very cool Tom Brady card, which you don't see too often. It's a 2005 Topps Turkey Red, right? You know these cards because they're kind of cool, like the old cards. Turkey Reds, right? Because now you're learning a little bit about vintage, and they put them back in the Topps baseball product. Well, it was in a football product in 2005 Topps Turkey Red. It's the gray version, Tom Brady Auto in PSA 8. I mean, it's a really cool card because, you know, it pays homage to the
spot. You're going to see why.
Why? You want to buy that card?
Not this one.
That's a cool one too. But the auto is a nice card. Take a look at that auto.
I like it's a cool design. I got to be honest with you.
I mean, listen, no higher grade in the PSA population. Really cool. Like, you know, like it harkens back to like old school, right? And this is, you know, an homage to Turkey Red. It's a really cool card. Another card you like. I hope I'm not blowing up your spot on something else you do. This is popular in current Panini sets, but not so much in the older ones. And I know you love innovation. We've talked about this. Look at the 2013 Panini Innovation Stained Glass Giannis in PSA 10. Why? Is that some card you like?
I bid on it.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, sorry about that. So check out that one. And how about soccer? Are you bidding on soccer?
No, dude, roll with it because I'll roll with it. Most beautiful set. I know it's copied or maybe not copied, whatever, from the gallery. But this is the Giannis card. I was driving the other day and I was like, if a rich guy was like, what card do you buy of Giannis? That's under 10K. It's a whole crazy scenario. But I was like, that's the card. That's the card you want.
You heard it here, folks. When Andrew is on his own and he's, you know, pondering and he's just thinking about life and his own life, he's thinking about rich men. There is a cool 20.
I think about content for the show, and I'm like, because I'm a new guy. What do I buy for like first purchase? But then there's also, what if I'm an insurance agent? I just made a $1 million, $2 million bucks, and I want to get into cards, and I ask, what do I buy? I have to be prepared for that question, Gage.
It's a cool Giannis rookie. Last one that I'll talk about here, just really crazy. 2017 Select Unlimited Gold Prism Captain America. Rookie jersey number 10 of 10. Christian Pulisic. PSA 10 gem. Gold jersey number. World Cup approaching. Kind of cool card. I don't know if you even saw this one. 2017 Select Gold Prism Pulisic. Cool card, right? There you go.
Cool card.
That's his jersey number, too. 10 of 10.
10 of 10, PSA 10, jersey number 10. That's a lot of 10s.
$600.
That's what you want. Since
nice
not
card.
all of my friends can afford everything Cages can, here's a $100 card of Bryce Harper that I was looking at, actually.
That's a cool one. And Fuego. I love the Enfuegos.
In Fuego, 2013. I believe that's like there's a few cool. There's Clutch in basketball, but there's a BGS 10. It's $105. And it's a gold. Really cool card. I was looking at that earlier today.
There you go. All right, folks. That's a
Vladdy G fell out of grace, huh?
Listen, everyone falls out of grace in the market the way that it is now, and people should be mindful of that. Right, the hobby has become so fickle. But I don't want to crap on people. The hobby's always been fickle, right? It just is. Ted Williams gets no hobby love, even though he's one of the greatest players of all time. You want to know why? He never won. Look into your future, Mike Trout.
Let me talk about two guys that won. I can't believe you didn't popcorn. A little selfish, but I'll wrap it like a beautiful Christmas present. Guys, this is a card keep an eye on. So Golden is auctioning off the PSA 10. He's saying the greatest copy he's ever seen. This is going to end before that. And this is a PWCC E, which is like the exceptional rating of the most iconic card. Bird Irving Magic. Take a look. It's only at $1,000. Very affordable entry point for some of you guys.
Like that card.
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't popcorn, Dick.
Because you said, "Are we done with the PWCC thing?" But I think it was because you were trying to talk more about, one of the cards we were talking about, the Mac Jones and the pricing of it, not because you were done. But what else? What else? We're almost an hour in. Anything else? Drive safe.
Drive safe. Peace, beach.
Thank you all for listening to another episode of Lucas, Tigers, and Bronzo My. I wanted to tell you about a new service that we have starting as of today, and I'm really, really excited to bring it to you guys. So as a part of our partnership with SGC, we got 50 free submissions every single month. And many of you have taken advantage of that. And it's amazing that we could have the opportunity to 650 episodes, 675 episodes in, to go ahead and give back to our community. As people were sending those cards in, they asked, can we send 5, 10, 20 more cards to you guys? We'll pay for it, but we wanted them graded with SGC. You guys know SGC is turning cards around in 13 to 14 business days, have incredible customer service, and their secondary market values are going up day after day after day. And that's exciting for the hobby and exciting for the grading landscape. So we didn't want to just rush into it. We wanted to do it right. And what we did was I relocated here to Boca Raton, Florida. I opened up a P.O. box maybe 5 minutes away from SGC, and I will be hand delivering and hand picking up the cards. So you don't have to worry about anyone else touching your cards. It will be me, and I will update you every step of the way. So here's how it's going to work. I'm going to personally pick up the cards from a P.O. box, prep them, new card saver, new penny sleeve, and deliver them to SGC every single Tuesday. Why Tuesday? Well, it lets the stragglers over the weekend come back through on Monday and gives me a day to prep, and it basically gives SGC the entire week to work on grading those cards. Once your cards pop, only then at the end of the process will you be paying for the service. It's $25 per card, simple as that, and the turnaround times have never been faster. We're hearing right now 13, 14, less than 20 business days. So there it is, 9170 Glades Road, number 135. Is the P.O. Box in Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. 9170 Glades Road, number 135, Boca Raton, Florida, 33434. Of course, you could shoot me an email or shoot me a text anytime, and I'm always available. Many of you already have my email. It's iamandrewgoldberg@gmail.com, or my cell phone number, 215 519-9154. Reach out with any questions. I could walk you through the process. I've hopped on the call with quite a few of you, and I'm happy to do that. Love you, Luca Nation.